Hello, fabulous Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of November 2015, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month is an important month for you. It represents a turning point. It represents dearly held dreams, goals, and understandings about who you are coming to the surface. And it is about admitting some truths to yourself about where you are in life and where it is that you genuinely desire to go. Now, there is a certain love connotation to this, and I'll speak about that more in the love-focused horoscope. But remember, it's about you, your process, your journey, your change, and your growth. So let's start at the beginning, because in the earlier part of the month, right around the middle of the month, we do have a new moon happening. It's a little bit different. This particular new moon has to do with your work. It has to do with your health. It has to do with how well you're taking care of yourself, how motivated you are to practice those little things every day that you know lead you towards a greater sense of well-being. And it has to do with the relationships that you have in the work context, whether it's with your clients, if you're self-employed, or it's with your co-workers. This has to do with creating a more pleasant experience all around, welcoming in new ideas, and knowing ultimately that they are leading you towards a brighter future, a clearer future at that. For others of you out there, there is going to be, with this particular energy, there might be some workplace changes, some new beginnings, but it looks like it is very much to your advantage. Really helps you sort of land on top, if you will, in terms of the changes that take place. So these are changes with coworkers, perhaps very immediate supervisors as well. But for all that, there is the promise that these changes that are taking place, it's clear to you why it's happening. It may not be that big a surprise as well, but these are ultimately changes that are only going to help you to advance yourself and to do more of what you desire to do, to have a more rewarding experience at work and to have more time at home as well for some of you out there. So work-wise, lots of blessings there that start to take off right around that time. Very, very fortunate for you this new moon if you have a home-based business or you do your work from home. Makes this new moon for you that much more fortunate, and the possibility of connecting with people, connecting with new clients, making progress happen for yourself, launching some new things, all of that very blessed for you, especially if you work out of your home and you are self-employed. For others out there, this energy, as I said, has a health connotation to it, and ultimately this is about getting information and feeling better. That's what this comes down to. So finding something fun to do that you know is going to help you to feel better, and having the right information that helps you along that journey. Maybe even having a buddy or having somebody that you can talk to, someone who will walk this journey with you, help you along the journey towards feeling better in your own body, in your own skin, and in the sense of your state of health as well. Now, I do also want to say, when I look at this, if you are one of those people, you know, I am very much of the belief that it's all a gift, right? It's all a gift. And there are some times that Western medicine is a tremendous gift to us. And so, yes, there's alternative healing modalities, and that's awesome, right? If that speaks to you. But there are times when the right medication can really make all the difference, all the difference. And I mean, I think about Robin Williams. I think a lot of people would much, much rather have him here with us still if he had been on the right medication or had done what he needed to do. But, you know, there are a lot of things that ultimately we don't control, right? So some might be emotional, some might be physical, but this really could be a time that you are able to access, to come to learn on your own process or through the recommendation of another, of a certain medication that you might be able to take to experience better health and to feel a greater sense of ease, and whatever that is, whether that's emotional or whether that's more practical with a physical ailment as well. So whether it is an alternative modality, whether it is established Western medicine, there is that element there of medicine being part of the equation for a few of you out there. That might actually be, medicine might be part of that equation that helps you to feel that much better. And if you're on some medications right now, it might be refining your dosages. It might be slowly taking you off some of the things that you're on as well. as all a part of learning to take the best of care of you and valuing who you are, showing yourself that you value who you are and that you have that ability to take the best of care of yourself to make sure that you can bring your very best to all of your experiences. What I love about this month for you is that there is this element of you being much more open to what could be possible for you on a daily basis. This is really a dominant energy in the early part of the month. But once we get you towards the later part of the month, this is when things really change up. This is when things really shake up. And this has to do with a new moon in your sign, or rather, a full moon in your sign. A full moon in your sign brings to fruition, gets you to acknowledge what has been there, what you kind of have known, but gets you to be really honest with yourself about all of that as well. Gets you to consider yourself in a different perspective and allows you to experience the culmination, the fruition of something that maybe you've been working on for a really long time, or something that you felt coming, a realization that you know has been coming that now allows you to define yourself differently and to make a mature and responsible choice. And that's largely because we've got Mercury and Saturn standing across this particular full moon in your sign. So it is going to be a time when maybe a part of you is going to want to be really expressive, be really emotional, but you feel restricted in some way. You can't necessarily express all that. And this also could be a time when you really are looking at where you are and if it matches where you genuinely desire to be or not, and what needs to change, and finding that commitment, that determination within yourself to make some changes so that you can actually be who it is that you desire to be. And I think the answer might actually surprise you. It isn't always about what seems so obvious. It isn't always about external change. Sometimes it is about just how you're speaking to yourself, practicing greater self-acceptance, and also learning to utilize your mind. Now, this is a huge Gemini lesson and gift. Utilizing your mind to your advantage is going to be part of this moment. So you actually might catch yourself thinking something that, and sort of it expresses something about what you believe, and that may actually surprise you a little bit. But this is a reaction, this is an understanding that you need to have, because as you have this understanding, ultimately that is going to allow you to make those changes necessary so that you do move towards a more rewarding experience in every aspect of life. I love that the focus is on you, especially as we move towards the later part of the month. I love that you're able to be honest with yourself, acknowledge what you need, and also acknowledge who you are. And that acknowledgement ultimately plants the seed towards experiencing a greater sense of self-value, self-love, and self-affirmation. And from that space, when you see all that you are and how good it is that you are at whatever it is, whether you desire to do something or you just deserve to learn more about what it is that you desire to do, when you affirm your right to move towards a life that feels more rewarding, you will find it manifesting in front of you very quickly.